Ahoy toy, welcome to Transfixed, the channel that charges into battle. That wasn't my best, was it? That's okay, doesn't matter. We're going to look at the battle chargers again. We've been here before, haven't we? Yes, you're right. I have done a video about this before because of all these crappy customs I've tried to make here. I've been kind of obsessed with the battle chargers ever since I just realized one day that, hey, we haven't had a good modern update to them since the G1. They've had a bit of love over the years, but they always kind of screw it up, don't they? So let's look at this long-awaited pair that I've been trying to get in the collection. Just quickly, the video I did before was about these customs. Yes, obviously I just took a wheeljack here, painted some parts, tried to swap some pieces with the dead end repaint. This is a great mold, by the way. This is the prime wheeljack. But yeah, I tried swapping some parts and doing some painting. Didn't turn out all that great. Also swapped the weapons because the copper goes better with this guy, and the green goes better with this guy. And yeah, I know, they're not that great. I also tried at this scale as well when we had this like blackjack hot rod. They also made an attempt at the smaller regular version. Yeah, these are KO oversized, but the regular small version of this, they did a runabout. I think it was only available in Japan. I know mine was Japanese.
How do you know? Because I bought it in Japan.
And then, so I bought that, of course, because I think, oh, of course they're going to do Runamuck. But no, the Runamuck was a Million Publishing exclusive. It came with a magazine in Japan. They couldn't have made it more difficult to get. So nobody has that. And even these little ones I tried to do. I think actually this is my proof of concept, my little test to see if I could, to see how this would work out if I painted these Transformers. Bottom line, customizing is hard and I'm not very good at it. So again, you cannot complete the pair. Not like back in the 80s when these guys came out, they were a pair. Yeah, we also had, this was done for the Collectors Club, or the subscription service, or one of those dealies. They did make the pair, but they were sold individually, and, you know, this wasn't too bad an attempt, but let's be honest, he's pretty dumpy. This isn't the best mold. These wings are prone to breakage, and it's not great. And, yeah. Hey, remember these? Remember these, the clip system? Everything used to clip on here. I lost one of these things. Remember back when we used to just clip the accessories on like cavemen? We've come a long way since accessories clipping on all over the Transformer. Now we have pegs all over the Transformers. So yeah, I don't have the other one of this, and this guy is kind of an off-white. Not too bad though. He looks like he did in the IDW comics, but now these were never the best Transformers. The cool gimmick was that you pull it back and let it go, and it sort of auto-transforms, right? And if you look closely, these are not the same. This is based on a
Lotus Turbo Esprit,
and this one is a Trans Am. But the cool thing is, you could buy these both at the exact same time. They're both on the pegs at the same time. Which brings us to today. We finally have a pair of modern, updated Runabout and Runamuck. And by the way, I wish they would spell Runamuck correctly because it's a muck, not a muck. It really bugs me. And the other thing that bugs me, well, somebody pointed it out to me, so I'm going to have to point it out to you. The crotch face. Oh boy. I wish I could unsee it, but there it is. Doesn't bother me so much in person, but once in a while I notice it. I was over the moon when I found out that they were going to make these guys, when I saw the photos and they looked like pretty much like they were supposed to. I was less happy when I found out that they were going to be hard to get. So Runamuck here in a change of pace is available at retail. So you can buy him at Walmart and most retailers. The carry Transformers, although I've never seen one on the shelf yet, but in theory, you can buy him. I had to get mine from Big Bad Toy Store. Runabout, on the other hand, is a store exclusive, a Target exclusive. I don't understand this. Okay, I complained about this a lot because I hate it a lot. When you have a pair of Transformers that go together and are almost the same, and are kind of like brothers, it would be nice if you could buy them both. Maybe at the same store, like you could with the G1. I don't know what the strategy is. There must be a good reason. But other than making me lose my mind, I don't know what it is. Why they do this to me. So luckily I was able to find Runabout from a local seller on Facebook Marketplace. Where he got it, I don't know. I think from Toys R Us, because we do have Toys R Us here in Canada. But I don't know. He bought it from somebody else. I got it from him. Luckily it was about retail price. Really lucky on that one. Otherwise it would have been a nightmare. Or just had to pay eBay prices. So they were both actually hard to get. But after that pain was solved, now that I have them, I'm pretty happy with them. The big question is, for anyone in my demographic, well, let's answer the burning question.
How G1 is it?
Well, on a scale of Michael Bay to Sunbow, I give it 3 Floro-Dairies. It's pretty much as accurate as we're going to get in a mainline release. Because, as we know, if it's not G1, it's G-arbage. I'm kidding. But let's take a look. Basically, the features that Runabout and Runamuck have to have are that the hood turns into the feet, the roof of the car is the torso with the windshield facing down, and they should have similar but unique heads and these little pillars on their shoulders. And we have that. We have it. Now, it comes with a few sacrifices. It's pretty much the same engineering as the Wheeljack mold. It's pretty much the same engineering as the Sunstreaker mold. But this isn't Combiner Wars, okay? This might be the same transformation, but all the parts are remolded. Everything, pretty much every piece is unique, and the transformation is a little different. It's more similar to Wheeljack than it is to Sunstreaker, but it doesn't bother me. It still becomes robot and car it's supposed to be. Now, they actually turn into the exact same car, but I'm okay with that. I think that's a small sacrifice. It's kind of a hybrid between the two vehicles. At a glance, you wouldn't really. I mean, these aren't great toys to begin with. As I said, they're built around the gimmick, and you can see that they have these little hands here. The weapons, sorry, I packed them up. I don't have them handy, but they're like rifles that clip on they clip on the shoulder here, like that, on each of them. And they both come with their weapons. Now, Runabout here comes with 2 pistols, which combine together like this. Or I suppose you could do it like this as well. Where this tip is not painted, so I think that's supposed to be on the back, to avoid paint scuffage. And Runamuck here, Runamuck, that's a bit tight, has this pistol exactly the same, but he does not include this piece. So that tells me that I think this mold is for Runamuck, and the other one is for Runabout. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to throw this one away. Well, put it in storage. You could also, I kind of toyed around with combining them to make it look like the original. Like you could stick it on a shoulder like this here, right? You could have it plugged in there. You could plug it in that way, kind of. You could plug it into the wrist here, the forearm rather, and have like an arm gun. But I think I'm just gonna do the pistol thing. Then that way they both have a unique weapon and a similar weapon. So there is another difference you'll notice here. There's no orange on the new Runamuck. I do kind of miss having the orange. It's all hidden on the underside or backside in in both modes, except for this shoulder piece here. So this is molded in. That could have been orange, just as this is gray. This is translucent red on here. So I've been tempted to just paint those. I'm tempted to paint these to make them look like the toys, but I don't think I will, because in the cartoons they didn't have those. That third color wasn't there, and in some of the comic books they do, some of them they don't. So I think I'll just leave it and not mess with them. Oops. You can see they do have their faces correct. They got the mold correct. They got the weapons pretty much correct. The worst thing is it's hard to buy them. All right, I guess we'll do a quick transformation so I can show the alt mode. I'll do Runamuck here because he's easier to show up on camera. A lot of this is very familiar if you're familiar with the Wheeljack mold, as I mentioned. Oh, I forgot. They have fake wheels. This is great. So on the original toy, because of the way it auto transforms, you get this leg on the back here kind of thing. In the in the comics and cartoons, they just kind of drew it as a big leg with an extra wheel at the back, and that's exactly what you get here. They've given him a heel. This moves up for the alt mode, but down here it just gives them more stability, bigger foot, and it's pretty accurate to what you see in the media. I do wish they'd painted it though. It's not painted on either of them. Maybe that's good if you want it to be subtle, but it's supposed to have a white rim, and it's also not the same mold. Like this is, this looks different than this wheel. I guess because this one is actually molded, you know, with a joint to the clip to fit in. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Back to the transformation. This head is a bit weird. You just have to tuck it in there. It's hard to get out. But there you are. Now this part here spins around. And this is going to come up. And the whole thing comes back. And this has to move forward. Maybe I'll do the arms first. Oh yeah, the arms have to unpeg from here. Move back. Okay, now this is free to hinge. Ugh, this is so tight on both of them. Oh, that makes me nervous. But it is supposed to move like that. That'll come down. Maybe we should do the legs first, actually. Now this part is a bit loose. This peg here holds the knee into the leg, and sometimes when you're trying to pose it, this will come loose. So you just have to make sure that stays pegged in. But for transformation, we don't want it to peg it. We want it to go down and collapse. And this will go in there. I'm trying to show this. This is supposed to collapse in, and then this will fold up, and this goes up there as well. You can kind of do both at the same time. And this should all fold up fairly well. And now this can come down here. The arms tab in. And then these actual real wheels come out the back. I like how they fold in. Kind of reminds me of the cliff jumper somehow. And that doesn't look great. So let me just squish it into place. Ta-da! Oh yeah. Okay, it's close. And there they are on the alt modes. Nice looking cars. Okay, a couple of complaints. One thing is the faux chest sits really low to the ground. Also, these fake wheels kind of stick out a bit, so you don't want to be rolling these around. They don't roll that great. You're going to scuff up the chest if you do that. So don't play with them too much. Runabout sort of fits together better. There's fewer seam lines, and I think that's because a lot of this is painted. I mean, sure, the translucent part is painted, but all of this here is painted. Painted here. I mean, it's painted well, but this one is molded in color, whereas this one is, for some reason, there's a lot of heavy white paint on here. I mean, of course, it's got to be white, but I don't know why they couldn't have molded it in white. Why so much of it is painted? I think that makes it a bit stiffer and thicker and harder to tab into place. And then there's the Decepticon symbols. The Decepticon symbols are not the same. These are identical cars. They're always seen together, these two characters. And Runabout has the modern style, tall, slim, movie style logo. And Runamuck has the wider G1 style logo. So close, Hasbro. Damn, you know, that type of stuff just really makes me shake my head. I wish they cared a little bit more. Also, the red paint is much more vibrant on this one here. Maybe, I guess because it's on top of white instead of on top of black, so this looks a bit muted. Anyway, they look gorgeous. Despite my little complaints, I love them. It's the closest we're going to get until X-Transbots does their masterpiece ones, if they ever get around to it. And even if they do, I'm not going to buy it because I hate transforming X-Transbot stuff. I'm done with them. Anyway, so these are going to be my official Runabout or Runamuck, and I'm really happy to have them. I wish there was just a little bit more care put into them, but they are good enough for me. Let's take a look. You know what? I can transform this on camera. I'm that good. Yeah. Am I supposed to do the legs first, or the... I'm surprised I haven't broken this thing. Anyway, here they are. Before I do break them. Yes. Yes. Very happy with these. Highly recommended. If you can find them, try to find them. Hasbro, don't make it so difficult. Okay? I want to buy your stuff. Just put it in a store. Preferably the same store. Okay? That would be great. I'd really like to buy your products, but I think you don't want me to sometimes. Anyway, that's Runabout Runamuck. The last video I'm going to do about these two characters because I'm happy with these. So thanks for watching. Good night.